Little couple of minutes recap from last Sunday when I talked about words. And the title of this is Your Words Will Frame Your World. What you say will eventually become your harvest. Now I want you to think about there's a difference in serving God and not serving God and using words. When you're serving God, your words are spiritual containers that can make things happen. You got to keep that in mind. And I'll tell you why later on. In God, you don't have to have a timeline for what can or what cannot happen in God. Timelines and seasons and things of that nature are for us because God knows we can't just believe it right away. But in the book of Ephesians, he said that we were blessed with every spiritual blessing in the heavenlies. And then when I think about after Jesus died, and the apostles went out and did works for God. You ever notice that when you read the Bible or you study something in the Bible, that when people of God and even Jesus said something, it happened right there. But now we have to pray and we have to wait so long for things to happen. So I question that. What's the problem? If we really believe this and this is really true, can it happen right now? Do I have to wait? I mean, I was trying to figure out how in the world did Jesus, and because I'm a critical thinker. So I was trying to figure out how in the world did Jesus takes a couple fish and some loaves of bread and feed over 5,000 people. Some fish and a few loaves of bread, and he held it up to the Father and blessed it and said, now pass it out. So, critical thinkers going to think, okay, what they probably did was everybody took a little pinch off the fish. That's what I used to think. I was trying to figure it out because I just couldn't see. Did he really do a miracle? Did some more fish and bread actually appear? Or did everybody just take a little piece of fish and cut a little piece, little piece of bread off and give it to each other? I tried my best to figure it out. Or did somebody else have fish and bread out there? And as they passed it around, then everybody just said, okay, yeah, I got some. But I was trying to figure that out. And then I started thinking, okay, there ain't nothing to figure out. It was a miracle. Because I was trying to figure out how did God do it? Because in my mind, he has to take something here, to make it happen. But then I realized, okay, it's a miracle and miracles do take place. Then I started thinking, okay, why come we don't have things like that happening as often in the church right now as they had in those days? In those days, when the apostles spoke words and they talked about Jesus, people saw something different in them. They knew that these were different men. They knew that these men had been with Jesus, but just to show you that they were still normal men. Because one thing you got to realize, we work for a perfect God, but he moves through imperfect people. Because when you read the scripture and you start really studying the disciples, man, they had a lot of stuff going on. They had arguments, they had fights. There were a couple of times when Paul just didn't even want nobody to travel with him. There was a couple of times when Paul just called Timothy.